Hey, Jim. Hey, YouTube. All right. How is everybody doing? Good day, good day. Okay, we're going to get started straight away. I know we'll have some more folks joining, but we got to get chopping. Uh, so if you're here on YouTube, hello. I can't see that you're here unless you put something in the chat. Instagram, I see you. So today's reading is for Monday. Hey, Kathy. A beautiful day in Indy. Right on. It's cloudy here, but it's like a very agreeable temperature. So I hope you're enjoying it. I did some gardening today. Well, my version of gardening. Gardeners would probably be, I don't know, shocked if they saw what I did for gardening. Okay, so this card reading is for Monday, February 20 through Sunday, February 26. Hey, Carmel. Oh, hey, Jen, no worry. This is how life goes, and don't you worry. But I appreciate your note. Yeah. Okay. So we'll start with general messages for this week, and I am using Sacred Destiny for this week for the general messages. And then after that, I will pull a couple of cards if anyone has a question or just a request for a card. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. My name is Noelle. And yeah, let's get some cards going. And if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, I sent out a newsletter today. We have a new moon today or tomorrow, depending on where you are. Thank you, Jen. I love you too. Thank you so much for that. Received and felt. Thank you. And you know, now you know. Hello. Okay, that's Monday, Tuesday. Here's Wednesday, Thursday. And let's get a card for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's this one. But I'm going to take this as a little overall card. Okay, so let's get started. The overall card for this week came out, and it is illumination. Illumination. So we have YouTube and Instagram going here. So think about this week. I mean, it's sort of funny. We're starting the week off in a new moon, in which case the sky is very dark, and we have a card for illumination. But let's see what cards come up for this week. But think about how you can bring light into anything that it is that you're wanting to do. Bring light and so that you can see all aspects. You know, don't be afraid to look into something. That's the message I'm getting. Don't be afraid to look into something. Don't be afraid to ask the questions and get yourself illuminated on a particular topic or a subject or a situation. So make sure you get what you need. And if something, if something's sort of feeling like, I've got this doubt or I have this question or something feels off, illuminate yourself, ask the question, do the digging, get the information you need. Monday, Tuesday, we have flow. What a beautiful way to start the week, in flow. So let yourself just detach from all of the worries and concerns and the planning and the obligations and the, uh, overthinking. Let yourself sort of be free of that as you step into the week. Things aren't going to go away. You're still going to have to do whatever work you're doing or resolve whatever thing you're working with. But start the week in flow versus starting the week saying, I got to do this, 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 and this. Now you're breaking up the flow. Now you're putting restrictions on the flow. So start the week just going in, here I am. And then as things come, work through each one individually and stay there instead of sort of fragmenting your mind and your energy. That isn't flow. So see what you can do about defragmenting and starting the week in flow. Wednesday, Thursday, stand still. So, sort of a funny card to follow after flow. But what I get from this is it's not about stopping and doing nothing, but it is about pausing where the pause needs to happen and being still so that you can observe, you can absorb, you can feel, and then that flow continues again. So we start the week in this flow energy, and the flow energy isn't going to stop, but the standstill is just taking a momentary pause in the flow to let things, move off, whatever, and then the flow starts again. Because Friday, Saturday, Sunday is power. Look at that image. That's fantastic. It's power. So, where do you find your power? You find your power in the flow. You find your power in being able to take the pauses, take the time out, take the minute to just be and stop doing, right? Being and not doing. That's where you find your power. You find your grounding, you find your centering, and then the flow goes. So, we're not blocking the flow, we're just pausing a little bit to make sure we're where we need to be, and the flow continues. And then that is where you're going to find the power to get through whatever it is you need to get through. When we don't go into the flow, when we allow ourselves to just be pulled in 100 different directions, there is no power in there. We're depleted. We have nothing. We have no reserve, right? So this is about calling back your power in this illumination, calling back your power, calling back your strength, being centered, being grounded, being in the flow, and being present at all times. Even though we know we get distracted, of course, it's human nature, it's just what happens. But see what you can do to just make sure you carve out that time of pause and standing still. Okay, that's what I have for general messages for this week. Hey, Carolyn. I see some folks have joined on Instagram. Mia, John, hello, hello. So I am pulling cards for anyone who has a question or would just like a general message. So if you do, just put it in the chat and I'll pull that up. So I hope everybody is doing well. Mia, hello from Bloomington. Wonderful cards for the week. I liked the cards for the week. I like the images on the cards. Okay. Look at the light. So the standstill to me is really important because it is like a demarcation. But look at the images of all the light here. Do you see that? Can you see that? It's like getting our download, and the standstill is just integrating, right? And then we continue on. Like image wise, this is fabulous. Okay, I know there are some requests here. Carolyn is looking for a card. Jen is looking for a card. Carmel, you are welcome. Okay, so let's get a card for Carolyn and then we'll get a card for Jen. And who was this? Was asking, love a message about my career. Okay. Carolyn, let's get you a general card. And I am going with Moonology. Okay. Kathy, good reminder about the flow. Yeah, it is. I think because we all get jammed up, right? And I think that's a really good reminder to just like keep tapping into that. Highway. I don't know why highway is coming. Highway is important here. Laurie, hey there. Okay, let's get a card for Carolyn. A general card for Carolyn. A general card for Carolyn. Okay. And if you would send some hearts, share some, you know, tag some friends, like the videos. Hey, Rising Vibes. Okay, Carolyn, your card is Blue Moon. Believe in the impossible. Here's your card. That's nice. So, Blue Moon is what they call a second full moon in a calendar month, or a third, because sometimes there are 3 full moons in a month. Doesn't happen often. It's not an impossible thing, but it doesn't happen all of the time. And so this is saying believe in the impossible. And I think you just have to, it goes back to the newsletter I sent out today with the new moon, and really believing in what it is that you're doing. And once you set your intention, once you put it out there, feed that with your intentions, feed it with your actions, feed it with your words, feed it with your thoughts, and believe all of that, because there's very little that we cannot accomplish if we really believe that it's in our greater good. There are some things we might think to do, but it doesn't really resonate with us. It's just sort of a fantasy, and it's really not anything that we're probably going to, take off on. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but maybe not likely just because of us, right? But this is saying, whatever it is, Carolyn, believe in it and feed it, support it. Okay, Rising Vibes, I see your request. Let's come back to Jen about a question about her career, and then KDP. Thank you, KDP. Yes, if anyone wants to donate, feel free. There's a link down below in YouTube, and it's in my bio on Instagram. So let's come back here for Jen, because she's asking for career. Shri, I see you asking about a job. Mia, I see you. Okay, let's get Jen. Jen, career. Jen, career. Jen, I'm going to Angel Answers. I know you didn't ask a specific question, but you asked about career. Let's just see what Angel Answers has to say about your career. I have a card for Jen and her career. Oh, let go. There you go, YouTube. Let go. So interpret this the way it works best for you. Are you thinking about changing jobs, starting a different career path? The let go, and what I'm getting from this is letting go of any doubt, letting go of the chatter to talk yourself out of something. So it may not be what you're thinking and contemplating, may not be the final outcome. It may not be the end result, but there's value in pursuing that, because that is going to take you in the direction that ultimately you need to go, right? But sometimes we just have to take the step. So the letting go is like taking the rope off the dock in your sailboat and going back to the flow, and heading down that stream of where is it going to take you. It could even be staying where you are. It could be that. But the letting go piece is the thought process that you're having, the contemplation, the consideration. Explore it, and then let go of whatever's holding you back to recommit to where you are. or whatever's holding you back to truly step into another career path. So without knowing more about your situation, that's what I have for you. Okay, so Shri is asking about where was your message, Shri? Shri, I saw you asking, oh, when will I receive a job? Okay, let's see, Shri, when will you receive a job? I guess I'm going back to angel answers there also. Let's see about Shri. Uh, Katie, you're number 2. So after Rising Vibes would be you. And then I see Mia over here. So let's get a card for Shri of when she would receive a job. When would Shri receive a job? This is sticking out. Compromise. YouTube, compromise. So it's not going to give, this isn't a date, right? It's not saying in 6 months, in 3 weeks, but what it's saying is that there's a compromise that has to happen in order for you to get a job. So whether it's a specific job and maybe you're in negotiation, or maybe you're holding out for a very specific type of job and it's not coming, maybe think about where you can compromise. I mean, compromise, sometimes people think compromise means that I'm settling, that I'm giving up. And it really doesn't need to mean that at all. It just means that you're going to consider all factors and consider what you want, i.e., the new job, and think about what is it that I am willing to be flexible with, be in the flow with, in order to create this other thing to come around. So it could be, again, not knowing all of your situation, it could be that you're very fixated on a specific thing. And what this is saying is that specific thing may still come, but something else needs to shift because that straight narrow just isn't doing it, and we may need to just do this a little bit. So be willing to look at other options and be willing to think about, okay, maybe this isn't my ideal, but what does it give me? What does it offer me? And how best can I use that so that I can keep going forward? Okay, all right. So Rising Vibes asked for a general card, and then we have Katie P. Katie, if you had a specific question, you can put that in. Otherwise, I'll just pull you a general card. And then Mia, I see you over here. And let's see. There are some other comments in here, so I'll come and get those, but let me keep up with the requests. So Rising Vibes, let me get you a general card. And it's Neo Tarot for you today. All right, let's get a card for Rising Vibes, just a general message card here. Thanks everybody for being here today. Okay, Rising Vibes. What is the general message for Rising Vibes? Woo-wee! The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. So keep it's like you've got this drive for something. You've got this passion. You're on fire for something, and keep at it. And sometimes getting what we want requires us to tell everybody. I know there are some schools of thought that say, don't share your dreams with people until you start to see them. I, being a Sagittarius, am not of that school. So I'll share my school, which is to say, uh, keep at it and let people know, put the word out. You know, you're like, you're sold on this 100%. It may not be where you end up ultimately, and often it isn't with the Knight of Wands, but the Knight of Wands just has so much drive and so much passion, and it's how it gets started. So keep at it, is what I will say. Keep at it. Okay, Katie, did you have a specific question or no? Just a general card? And then Mia, would love a general card. Flow and light are themes that have been coming up in the week. There's lots of flow and light over here. Okay, Katie, I'm just going to pull a general card for you. I don't see a specific question. And I'm going to Cosmic Cat for Katie. Let's get a card for Katie for Cosmic Cat. For Katie. Thanks for being here, Katie. Welcome, welcome. This is a very big deck for my hands. Let's have a card for Katie. Ooh, okay. Katie, I've got two for you. Now look at that. Now, some of the images on these decks on Cosmic Cat I don't love. I think I've shared that with you, but I really like the deck. So, Katie, your cards: assertive, take your place at the table, and then reward. Paw it forward. So here are your cards. Here you go, Instagram. You see things backwards, you know that. So in terms of assertive, take your place at the table, sort of a little bit what I was just saying to Rising Vibes with that Knight of Wands energy, is make sure you're stepping in and you're showing up and you're speaking on your own behalf. Okay, that's the message that came out here, is you're speaking on your own behalf. Make sure that you speak up for what it is that you want, that you're participating, anything that impacts you, affects you. Make sure you share your points of view and and use your voice. And the reward, I mean, it says paw it forward, but the reward is that then you feel like you actually participated, and anything that comes as a result, you had your hand in. Now, sometimes people sit back and are a little bit more passive because then we actually can, I'll use the word blame, we can blame someone else for something that happened, right? If we don't really show up and participate, then we can, if we don't like it, we can blame someone else. So being assertive sometimes takes a certain level of commitment, because then you own it. But it's a place of power. So head in that direction. Okay, Mia, would love a general card. Flow and light are themes that have been coming up in the week. Okay, let's get a card for Mia. I feel like it's Archangel Michael's Sword of Light for you. So let's get that for Mia. Archangel Sword of Light for Mia. What does she need to know about flow and light going into this week? Card for Mia. Mia, I'm doing this. And it's here. Okay. It's almost over. Your current challenges will soon be resolved, and you will be able to look to the future with a smile. That's an interesting one. So it's almost over. Current challenges will soon be resolved, and you will be able to look to the future with a smile. I don't know that there's too much more I need to add to that. But the thing that I will say is sort of going back to Katie's cards about being assertive, taking your place at the table. is just making sure as you're working through things, as you're resolving things, as you're letting things go, like Jen's card, let it go. As you're doing all of that, um, keep in that state of flow, right? You're talking about flow and light. So keep in that state. And even though something may be a challenge, even though something just may have you like banging your head against the wall, like, come on, how much more really can I take? Um, Come back and come back to that flow and just let things move because this clock being a circle is also the cycle. Things are going to keep moving. They're going to end, they're going to begin. It's going to be a big cycle. And so you're coming to this cycle of ending, and of course once something ends, we know that something else begins. So staying open to all of that. Okay. Let's see who else we have. Thank you, Jen. I see your comment in here. Angels are the best, so that's okay. Oh, you mean angel answers. Okay, angels perfect. I'm a little bit out of order here. Let go of dentistry and write the book. Spirit really couldn't be more clear here. Wow. Okay, I really want to hear about that. Shri, looking for options now, but getting rejection, so a little worried about it. So Shri, take that rejection and redirect it. Okay, there's something that isn't compatible between what you're putting out and what's being received. So that's where that compromise is coming out. Rethink, what message is it that I'm sending out? What am I sending out in my curriculum? What am I, my CV? What am I sending out in the words? What am I sending out in my interviews? Think about that because something is out of sync between what you're putting out and what you're getting back. Okay, so take a look at that. Soul Connections, hey. Laurie, I like the cosmic cat on the wall behind you. Thank you. I love the cat behind me. Soul Connections, would love a card. Okay, let's get a card for you. Mia, you are welcome. Okay, Soul Connections. And then Katie, I already read your cards. Where'd you go? Laurie, I feel like a message is circling around me. A card to channel it would be wonderful. Okay, let's get a card here for Soul Connections. And it is Wandering Star Tarot. Okay. Soul Connections. What is the card for Soul Connections? What is the card that Soul Connections needs to know and do? Okay. Soul Connections. Nope. The Soul Connections need to know and do. I'm taking those. Okay, you have two cards. Nice. The Empress and the Three of Pentacles. Nice. Oh, what a delightful combination. Wow. Okay. So Soul Connections, we are in the new moon, right? So this is about where we set our intentions, where we take what it is that we have been, working on and stewing with and creating our concoction, and we put it out to the universe and say, I'm ready. I am ready. And yes, right? And so you have the Empress. And the Empress is all about abundance, fertility, birthing, creativity. Like she can do all of that. And so it's a wonderful card to be coming with the new moon. It's the three is the Empress, which then you have the Three of Pentacles, which comes with it. And so think about what it is you're working on, what it is that you're after, what your next step is for yourself. What is that? And call in the support team that you need because there's some information, there's some skill or a point of view that is going to be helpful to you. And it's going to be very much a partnership. It's going to feel right. It's going to feel good. It's going to make sense to you. So at this time, if you feel like you're missing a piece of information, even if it's just having a conversation with someone, uh, you're going to gain something from that. So keep your eyes open for the person who's going to link with you in this regard. That's a beautiful combination. That's great. And your cards are soul, and your name is Soul Connections with Michelle. Well, this is going to be a soul connection in terms of where it's going to take you. So that's perfect. Okay, so coming back here for Laurie, um, you're welcome. I love it too. I mean, the minute I flipped those two cards over, I could just like feel like this bzzz going on with this, that it's got so, this is like so rich with potential. It's right there, right there, right there, ready to go. Love it. Okay, Laurie, feel like a message is circling around me. A card to channel it would be wonderful. And I think what that is actually is sacred self-care. Because in terms of channeling it, that's right, what you need to do to be open to that message. The message is waiting. And so it's waiting for that opportunity, right, where you can be fully receptive. And so it's as if there's something you could do to open that up. Woo! Woo! And it's pleasure. Yeah. So, in terms of channeling your message, and the last word you used is please and pleasure. So think about the ways that you can bring release to yourself, pleasure to yourself, the things that are pleasing to you, that are pleasurable, and get yourself into that state, that flow state. So that you're clearing away the static. That's what it is. There's static there, and that so that message that's ready for you, there's too much static for you to receive it. So clear that away by really going after yourself. Like, what is it that puts you in that state of euphoria? That's where you want to get to. That's where the flow kicks back in, and that's where that message is going to become clearer to you. Yes, indeedy. Okay, VRG, hey. Okay, that's what I have for today. So if you missed any of the messages for this week, we start Monday and Tuesday with flow. So stepping into the week free, stepping in unencumbered, clear your mind. Don't put your to-do list together and then burden yourself with it first thing in the morning. Start the day, start the morning open and free. As the week goes on for Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to take a pause. It's a standstill. You're going to take a pause. You may feel like the flow is slowing down. It's okay, because all it is a regrouping, a redirecting, okay, and acknowledging. Then the flow is going to continue, because then we head into the power. And if we really can be in the state of flow, then we can connect into our personal power. And then within the whole week, this whole process is going to bring us tremendous illumination. Okay. Hi, Anne. I will pull one more card for you. I do see that, Laurie. I felt like this is the subject of this message, right on point. Well, that is very possible too. And that is the way the message needed to come to you, was channeling through me. So absolutely, if that hits you in that way, take it. That, yes, they're funny like that. Okay. Anne, your question is, do the angels have a message to me? Um, Well, I am sure they do because they always do. And I think what I will use for you, um, I think I'm also going back to sacred self care for you, Anne. I think that is the right deck for you. So let's see what message we can get for Anne for this week. What is it that she needs to know and do for Anne? What are her angel messages for this week? For Anne? Okay, Anne, clear your energy field. Here you go, Instagram. So for folks who are new, we have Instagram and YouTube going. So Anne, the message for you is clear your energy field. So whatever you have, and this is number 10, by the way. So again, and it goes right back to the messages of the week of being in flow. 10 is the wheel of fortune. It's the cycle, it's the turning, it's the beginning, it's the ending, it's the completion, it's the new start, right? But we do periodically have to clear our energy fields because we take on so much, we've experienced so much, we've, depleted our energy in some areas, and we need to just wipe that slate clean. We need to clear that. We need to pull our power back. We need to recharge, right? And then that cycle starts again so we can move ahead again. So being mindful of clearing your energy field. And the other piece that I got is like it's as if you've been around someone who I don't love using the word toxic in that regard, but it's the word that's coming. And so it's as if you've been around someone who maybe just sort of has a uncomfortable energy about them. Could just be the place that they're in and they sort of brought you down a little bit, or just making you feel a little heavy. I feel like there's been an influence of another person's energy, and you just need to, it's not your energy to take. So even if it was a friend unloading some stuff on you, venting or sharing information, it was like, oh, that is a doozy. Um, Great, you could be there, but it's not your energy to absorb. So do some nice clearing of that and take care of yourself. So it makes a lot of sense. Good. I'm glad for you. Okay, so that's what I have for everybody. If you would do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up, give it some hearts, follow me on Instagram or YouTube. You can do that. You can subscribe to my newsletter in my bio and down below in YouTube. Come back, check out my readings as I post them. That would be great. I'd love to have you all. See you all again. So thank you, everybody. I wish you a wonderful week. It is so hard to believe that we are in the last full week of February. I mean, it is a short month, I know, but come on. So I wish you a great week and a total week of flow. If there's anything that you take from this reading today, it's the word flow. So find how that works for you. Find an image that gives you a sense of flow. If there's a particular musical piece that you feel and it brings you to that state of flow, go after it. Okay. If you find yourself being jammed up in any way, in patterning, in conversation, pay attention and break that and get back into the flow. This is, yeah, VRG. This is a big one. I really think this is a big one. So all of us, I wish you a week of beautiful flow. Okay, see y'all next time. Ciao, ciao. Thanks for being here. Bye, everybody. Thank you.